Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm your host, a blue and purple bovine. My ode to Prince. How are you? I'm okay. Gets dark so early, doesn't it? What are we going to talk about today? Well, we've got Terry Pluto's Cleveland Browns prediction, and it doesn't include a climax. The Cleveland Cavaliers humiliation of Phil Jackson. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the biggest pussy on the Cleveland Browns who can't even show his face in public now because of shame. How cold is it going to be on Sunday? Is anybody going to be there to feel it? We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about players who never even played for the Browns who still took illegal substances. Welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. It's only possible in the black hole in space, these types of stories. But we're going to start out the program because we ended the last program with Tony ranting and raving about his man love for Donald Trump. So I feel almost compelled in some way to mention a couple of things about pathological liar Donald Trump. Look, people are saying, hey, look, Mr. Moohead, I saw you write on Facebook that you want to give this guy a chance. And I do. I want everybody to give him a chance. They didn't give Obama a chance. They didn't even give him a chance to get into office. They tried to declare him ineligible to be president because he wasn't born in this country. They came up with that whole birther thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to bring up every questionable thing as we lead into the next 4 years of his presidency. Headline: Donald Trump taking intel briefings only once a week. Now, it was my belief during the debates that the reason that Donald Trump would not prepare for debates is because he could not prepare for debates. Now, listen to this, not as an insult, but as an honest-to-God observation, that he could not corral the facts in his mind while the cameras were running. He's obviously not a write it down, read it kind of guy. He's not a teleprompter kind of guy. He certainly gave talks better without a teleprompter than he did with a teleprompter. And now he's only taking intel briefings once a week. Obama takes them 6 times a week. So did most presidents. My belief is that he has a learning disability. I know you're going to say, oh, Mr. Moohead. And I'm not criticizing him. There are lots of successful people in life who have learning disabilities. It's not something that you should be ashamed of either. But it's something that I'm beginning to see clarified. You know, they kept saying, how come Donald Trump doesn't prepare for these debates? He can't hold information. Some people, like that guy who kept winning on Jeopardy, what's the last name? Jennings. Guy he had like instant recall out the yay-wee. I mean, it didn't matter what it was beamed into his head. Some people, and that doesn't make you a genius either. It makes you synaptically quick. And some people have instant recall. And that's kind of like for a game show like that, that was like the prime ingredient. There are other people who really don't have that kind of instant recall. And that's not a matter of having a learning disability, but there are people who have trouble remembering information. And I'll give you an example. You take standardized tests. I mean, how many people do you know, maybe you're one of them out there in Moo land, who took like an SAT test or an ACT test and you choked it? You couldn't think. It was like all of a sudden, man, everything gobbledygook, and you just couldn't pull anything. You'd read a paragraph, but you couldn't remember any damn thing you read. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Donald Trump, he couldn't prepare. And I don't think all the intel briefings in the world are going to help him because he's not going to remember it an hour from then. The interesting thing is I made another speculation many, many months ago that it was President Pence, not President Trump. Pence is receiving intel briefings 6 times a week, Trump once a week. I'm telling you, Donald Trump will not be the president of the United States. Mike Pence will. You mark my words. Donald Trump is a great figurehead. He's a great guy coming off a plane. He's a recognizable face. I really believe he's the face of a company. And he's a very shrewd and capable businessman. But I honestly believe he's going to delegate off so many things because of necessity that realistically, his 4 years are going to fly by. He's going to be the only president you see who didn't age while he was in office, because I think he's going to be greatly removed from a lot of the decision making. Hi, Michelle.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I was Julius sugar bakering with the administration. My Cleveland came out today.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Cleveland in just a little bit. But I'm not done. I'm doing this because of Tony the Calf. He was making all kinds of ridiculous comments about Trump in the chat room last show that I didn't respond to. So I'm responding to it today. And I wanted to point out that facts is facts. News is news. Fake news is not real news. Headline, Carrier to ultimately cut some of the jobs that Donald Trump saved. Here's where Donald Trump doesn't understand the depth of the water. And I think he meant well. This whole Carrier thing, he tried to get a company to keep jobs in Indiana. I'm not going to criticize him for his initiative, because nobody can say there's anything bad about saving American jobs. The problem is you're dealing with people who are actually more dishonest than you are as a politician and as a real estate magnate. Carrier is a piece of fucking shit. Get this. You're going to love this.
Oh, gosh.
This is the kind of thing that makes you clutch your head and go, oh, my God, no. The company's deal with Donald Trump to keep a furnace plant from moving to Mexico also calls for a $16 million investment in the facility. So they're going to put $16 million into the plant, and they're going to keep the workers. So that is what Trump tweeted out.
Okay.
No. There is a huge downside for the workers at that Indiana plant. According to Greg Hayes, who is the CEO, the president of United Technologies, that's Carrier's corporate parent company, most of the $16 million is going to be invested in automation that will replace human jobs. Now, understand that these cocksuckers will get what they want, regardless of who's running the ship. I'm going to quote Greg Hayes, CEO, cocksucker, take it up the ass guy from Carrier, all right? We're going to automate to drive the cost down so that we can continue to be competitive, he said. Is it as cheap as moving to Mexico with lower labor costs? Well, no, but we'll make that plant competitive because we'll make the capital investments there. And ultimately, that means fewer jobs we have to pay. That's the president, the CEO of the company. How do you fix a problem when people are this corrupt? When they don't care about their own country, how can you? How can I? How can Trump? How can the Democrats or the Republicans? All they did is they said, okay, Donald, fine, we'll go ahead and we'll give you your headline, but we're going to fuck everybody in the end anyway. Welcome to Indiana.
Yikes.
I know. It is kind of a sad day in my mind. Great president. It's hard because the corporations are what run America. It's not the president. And we'll see how this all plays out. But I mean, it's like so fucking pathetic. It's just makes me want to vomit. I want to start the program today now that you're here. It was like the last show was my athlete of the week. Now it's the biggest pussy of the week.
Oh, can I? No.
No, go ahead. You go first.
No, we don't have enough time for me to name all the pussies in my life. I'm so tired of people being pussies. I could rattle off like so many, but no. Tell me who. Tell me, please.
Who is the biggest pussy?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the biggest pussy of them all?
Here's the quote. Joe Hayden, we're the laughing stock of every joke. It's super tough. That's right. Joe Hayden, biggest pussy in Cleveland. Listen to what this man says. All right. And I want you to listen to this for a reason, Michelle. All right. You and I know the reason. I'm not going to talk about the reason, but this is all about self-image. Okay. That's what this whole Joe Hayden thing will be about.
He's tough. Josh Cribbs Jr. He's the second coming of Josh Cribbs. And even when he's done playing, he's going to hang around the city and expect to be treated like a god. It's going to be sad.
Yeah, it's like, go away, please. Please.
Right?
I saw Joshua Cribbs at a Cavaliers game. It's like, ah! It's like...
I saw him at a charity event, and he's like, you want a picture and an autograph? I'm like, no, I'm good. His reaction was like priceless, but I'm like, I don't care. You were crap before. You're a nobody now. Why would I want to even bother?
What you should have said to him, what I would have said to him is, yes, I'd like many photos with you. And the reason is you're going to pay back all the money that the fans got you. You son of a bitch. All right. Here's Joe Hayden's quote. It's tough. It's super tough. I've never been in a situation like this where we're literally the laughing stock of every joke. I can't look at any sports net or anything, and they're not saying at least he's not going to the Browns and stuff like that. It's tough. It sucks, and you're hearing it from everywhere. Everybody's giving it to you. There's really nothing you can do but win, and that's what I'm saying. There's nothing that can change this but winning. There's nothing else I can say. If we go out there and lose again, I mean, everything is all determined on winning and all determined on the scoreboard at the end of the game. Until we get that change, we're going to be the laughing stocks. However, Hayden doesn't appreciate the shots that he and the Browns are taking, including former Steelers homosexual quarterback Cordell Stewart saying this week, the internet show on tunein.com, that the Browns would lose to powerhouse Alabama.
Oh, this crap again.
Joe Hayden says, it's a smack in the face. It makes you upset. That's a slap in the face. It doesn't make any sense. Alabama's a great program. They've got amazing players. They've got players that are going to the NFL. We've got a team full of NFL guys. Comparing college to NFL is disrespectful. Every time Hayden turns on the TV, he sees Jimmy Fallon or Stephen Colbert making jokes about the Browns. It's terrible. It's terrible. You're talking about a 1-16 parade. It's very, very tough, and it hits you right between the eyes because I'm on the team. There's something I can do about it, and that's why I'm playing. But
oh my God, what he's doing playing? That's a joke in itself.
But when you get all that talk, the worst thing I've ever seen us getting beat 34-0 to Bama. Once I've seen that, there was just nothing else to talk about. Hayden, who's normally out at every Cavs game interacting with fans and signing autographs, is spending a lot more time at home changing his son's diapers. Oh, yeah, there's nothing to do. Why would I go out? Hayden said. Everybody in Cleveland, they recognize me. I'm a professional athlete in the city of Cleveland. When it's not the season, I'm hanging out. It's just so much easier to be able to talk, but now it's really nothing to say. We've got to go out there. We're trying our hardest. I'm trying to get a win. I'm pushing. I'm fighting, but it's tough. It's tough. There's nothing really to talk about what's going on. They asked you, the fans and stuff. You want to give them victories. You want to win some games. Now we're going to slowly go into that voice, the Jim Gaffigan voice. It just hasn't come. It's just a little tough. So I don't really do too much of anything in Cleveland right now.
Oh my God, what a bitch. What a bitch.
He hides now.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not allowed out because he got caught cheating on his wife before she got knocked up. But I think she got knocked up to lock him down.
Well, but here's the thing. Well, she locked down better than he locks the receiver down. But here's the deal. Well, it's true. Here's the deal about Joe Hayden. He finally gets to change his son's diapers, and he looks at his wife and goes, "What was his name again?" He names his cars. He names his cars.
Oh my God, are you serious?
No, he's got so many fucking automobiles. It's really whack. It's really whack.
Wow.
Yeah. So my pussy of the week is Joe Hayden, who's hiding somewhere in a warehouse in Cleveland, or playing Daddy Dearest because he's embarrassed and humiliated.
That was total victim mentality. Terrell Pryor goes out there and says, these guys should play harder. This is a crock of shit. I deserve better. We deserve better. The fans deserve better. This team is garbage from the front to the bottom. And he goes out and says that. And of course they're pissed off that he's out there running his mouth. And then Joe Hayden acts like he's a victim in all of it. Like, poor me, I'm doing everything I can, and I'm just not getting what I put out there. That's horseshit. The guy has not done jack in years.
I've done the best I can.
Terrible.
What more could I do? I've only given up a few big plays. Not that many.
My grandma could fucking catch a football against Joe Hayden. There's no way. He's pathetic.
Look, sometimes I forget to turn around and watch
Every single time he doesn't turn around.
I face guard. I do. When I get penalties, I recognize that. But there are 10 other men on the field with me who I can't just be the butt of all jokes. I mean, why don't we start telling Cam Irving jokes?
I've been doing it. You're supposed to be the leader of this team. You're supposed to be one of the veterans, one of the powerhouses. You're supposed to be the cornerstone of that defense, and you're nothing.
I've got a joke. I've got a potential Cam Irving joke. Remember there was a band called The Doors? Well, he's starting one called The Swinging Doors.
What happened? One of our wide receivers is out, suspended for what? I don't know why he got suspended.
Jordan Payton. Yes.
Yeah, Jordan Payton. What happened?
Oh, what happened? He never played.
Why is he suspended?
For performance-enhancing drugs for a performance that never happened.
I'm like, who's this kid? Why is he suspended? What did he do? That's.
He's a fifth round, another great pick by the Browns, a fifth-round pick out of UCLA. He's been inactive in 6 games and did not play in 2 of the 6 games. Peyton is UCLA's all-time leader in receptions with 201. He just has played 32 snaps all season.
Jeez.
He registered 1 catch for 3 yards this season, and he said, I better bulk up. Abe Almonte II, except Almonte could at least hit the ball. Yeah, Jordan Payton, another ex-Cleveland Brown draft pick. Another epic fail for the Cleveland Browns. It's great.
That's just so Cleveland. That's
Aren't they?
Cleveland.
Now, what do you do with toxic waste? All right. This is a question that has been plaguing people ever since they decided to dump it in the Love Canal outside Buffalo. Buffalo is the answer still, by the way. Dumped up toxic waste. It's Buffalo.
Is that why their fans are such trash when they tailgate and such? Hey, remember when I told you about the guy that took the shot off the girl's ass? He's in jail now for that, by the way. Yes. Wow.
Well, yeah, the thing about the thing about Buffalo is when they play night games there, the fans glow. And it's not out of pride and joy. It's something altogether different. And Buffalo would be the other place would be Indiana, just because I want it there. Toxic waste, let's get Indiana. You know, it's like, let's give them something that they can enjoy in the future because they're living in the past. Let's give them toxic waste. You know. It's like, oh my God, man. You know, I'll tell you what, if you get the toxic waste out of my backyard, you can start doing abortions again. People would change their entire perception in Indiana if there was toxic waste in their backyard. I guarantee you. Abortion wouldn't seem that bad when like neighbors, God, I just saw Bob last week. How did he get leukemia? You know, it's like that kind of shit, you know, make you think twice. But what do you do in a different sense with toxic waste? You always ship it as far away from you as possible. For instance, if you're a company, and this has happened over and over again with, companies that are manufacturing companies that were polluting the environment back in the days of asbestos before it was outlawed. Where has all asbestos gone? Long time past. And the answer is they would bury this shit in Asbestosville, and they would pick a town far away where they transport it, let the people who transported it die of lung cancer, and then send it off to the destination. But you get it as far away from headquarters as possible. I don't want my kids breathing that shit.
Right.
This is what the NFL does. Headline. You ready?
Oh, gosh.
Cleveland Browns may be headed to London for 2017 game. This is what the NFL does with toxic waste. They ship it to London.
I thought they were ending the whole London thing.
No, that's the source for all toxic waste. Jacksonville played there.
Oh, God. And they're moving them to Columbus for training camp. So,
stop and think about it. This is the NFL's like, something? People in England, we can't give you the NFL experience. Here's Cleveland.
I wonder if Bronk would go, or if he even hates them so much that he would boycott it.
I don't think that I could even consider going to see a Browns game. First of all, I don't want to see brain damage up close. It's hard enough on television. And I don't feel anything anyway because of the tramadol. If I went to a game in London, I would sit in the stands and my legs would be numb. My heart would be numb. I wouldn't want to be cheering and letting those people on. I might have a nice fish and chips. I might do that. But I wouldn't let anybody know that I was a Cleveland fan. No. It's...
You did excellent, Bronk, by the way.
Thank you. Actually, it's very close to Dick Goddard. Hi, I'm Dick Goddard. Except, you see, Dick Goddard, you have to pull your voice back. But you talk about things that are festive around the Cleveland area. I'm getting laid in Willoughby tonight. Dick Goddard, it's like always a shout out for one of the suburbs,
He's OG, man, do it. I couldn't even watch his last broadcast because it's like, I think on Twitter I compared it to the shots of abandoned Geauga Lake. I just don't want to see it. I want to remember it the way it was, and I didn't want to see Dick Goddard sign off. I just want to remember him doing his thing like I left him and not think about it.
Getting a Hummer in Pepper Pike later on this weekend. It's like, and scoring some dope in Shaker Heights. That'll be happening. Oh, now your weather forecast.
Oh, gosh.
And fuck the birds at Hinckley. Fuck them in the ass. I'm Dick Goddard. Yeah. So the NFL are going to announce the 4 matchups on Tuesday morning, but yes, the Browns will be one of them. As of last year, the Browns are on the show
because they're playing a big name team, right? They are not the big name team.
They have to humiliate Joe Hayden on another continent. That's the only thing I can think. It's terrible. I have to go to London to be humiliated there. That Peter Alice guy is going to start in. Oh, the Cleveland Browns coming to London. Oh, Joe Hayden. Yeah. God, just make him stop making that noise, please. Yeah. They're either already scheduled for 2017 or will be for in the running for one in 2018. League sources said a Brown contingent observed the proceedings while the Bengals played there this season. The 4-7 Bengals. It's all toxic waste, believe me. They're not, you know what it's like? It's like, it's bad enough eating at a Golden Corral, but going to a Golden Corral 10 minutes before it closes, okay? That's what you're getting in London. You're not getting the real NFL experience, Except the concussions. Well, another concussion. Oh, my. Isn't that amazing? Oh, look at that. Another Browns player's on the field convulsing. He's got a concussion.
Good show. Good show.
Jolly good. This team truly sucks. It truly sucks. Bring me my strawberries and cream now, would you, manservant? Thank you. Now, what the world happened out there? For goodness sakes, it was just 0-0, and now it's 21-0. You leave your seat to go to the loo, and the next thing you know, your team is down. Well, they're not my team, but they're being imposed upon me. 21-0. 3 of what they call touchdowns in less than 45 seconds. And I have a question. For the NFL, because I'm not real familiar with the game. Is it the point when you catch a kick to run it forward? Why are these fellows running backward with the ball?
Don't they, though?
I don't understand.
You're so sad. If the people in England didn't understand American football, the Browns would be a really bad example for them to watch.
It's unknown yet if the Browns would be giving up a home game to make what home game? We don't have any home games. You know what's going to happen?
Really.
You know, the giving up the home game, the people in Pittsburgh will say, shit, we're going to miss out on that one.
Now we have to buy full price tickets at home instead of $6 in Cleveland.
God damn it. Yeah, one of the matchups in London this coming season will feature the Dolphins and the Saints. The Dolphins! See?
Wow. They really are dumping the shit over there.
I mean, absolutely. Another will be the Jaguars again!
Oh my gosh. I thought they hated them when they were there. Weren't they disgusted by their entire display? Isn't that what got the talk of ending it?
If I have to see Blake Bortles one more time, I'd rather be constipated than watch that spectacle. I mean, stop and think about this. And the Jaguars might be playing the Ravens.
Oh, gosh. Bloodbath.
Spokesman for the Browns declined to comment. Although they were seen to be glowing in the dark.
You probably should have stopped commenting ages ago.
Yeah, we're going to London, and we all are glowing in the dark. Dun, 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 dun.
When you started talking about toxic waste, I thought you were going to talk about the 7-headed fish that are washing up on the shore because of Fukushima. But
No.
I guess the Browns are worse. So.
What's Fukushima? It sounds like that's how a Japanese guy would tell a woman to fuck off. Fukushima!
Fukushima, like the fuck you do me baseball player. No,
You do me, I do you.
Yeah, that nuclear reactor, I guess, it's making toxic, alienated, glowing fish that are washing up on the shore here, and people are wondering why.
Well, there's blowfish and there's glowfish.
Yeah. I think I was seeing 2-headed fish or something like that. And
Ooh.
Ask me why I don't let my kid go in the ocean. There's a reason for that, I don't let him go in the ocean.
Well, I like the idea of if you can double the fish, it will feed twice as many people. So you give those radioactive fish to the third world
countries.
Them all,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That would be
what to Detroit, right? Because
that's what the CEO of Carrier would do. Fucking air conditioning bastard. Nobody, boycott Carrier products. Boycott them. Don't buy them.
Have an air conditioning. I have windows and the ocean breeze. I don't have air conditioning.
That's true, yeah. But Carrier is a pretty big name. Although, when I did my research for air conditioning units up in the mountains, when we were renovating the house, we had to buy a whole new air conditioning.
Oh, yeah? You had to do the whole house.
Had to do the whole fucking house because it was on its last legs, and we knew that when we bought the place. So Lennox, which is like the highest price bullshit scam in the world, we ended up getting Amana. Remember the company that used to make your refrigerator in the radar range? Amana, yeah. We got an Amana system because it was less expensive, and it's worked fine except for one of the units, which I'm trying to figure out what, I wish they would replace it. And
wasn't that the guy that I was like, hey, is he cute?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, and that guy, it's like, they're not coming through for me. I got to call them and find out what they're doing about this.
You want me to talk to him? Because I will.
Well, you won't talk. You believe in action, not words. So
I'll have a chat with him.
But get this, American football in the UK is booming. Sunday television audiences have more than doubled And the Super Bowl audience has increased more than 75% because what else is there to do here? We're all dead. Everybody's dead. We're all on tramadol.
Doesn't it rain like 90% of the time there? Is it always cold and rainy and dreary?
You can hear it in Bronx voice. You can. That dreary, rainy, you know.
I don't miss that at all.
No, the snow in Ohio, no. Nothing about Ohio. I don't miss anything about Ohio. Let's be honest about it. I'm doing this for posterity, you know, because there are still people trapped in that fuck of a state. No, kidding.
They're going to get defensive now.
I know.
We're the assholes because we got out, you know.
I like Ohio. I mean, I really do. I love it.
I'm proud of where I came from.
But, you know.
It was time for me to go somewhere else.
I like Ohio, but some people like fisting. So I mean, what can I tell you?
What's wrong with that?
What, Ohio?
Fisting.
What is the weather for the Browns-Bengals game?
Shitty with a chance of getting shut out.
Pain. I predict pain. Thank you, Mr. T.
There was like a 900 car pileup on 90 yesterday, I think.
Really?
Yeah. 50 maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but it was my girlfriend was looking at it. I'm like, yep, don't miss that. Don't miss driving it. Don't miss thinking about it. Don't miss leaving for work 2.5 hours early just to make sure I got there on time and in one piece. Nope, I'm good.
For kickoff, 31 degrees, 80% chance of snow.
Woo!
Yep. 8 mile an hour wind. It's going to be a real thrill. RG3.
Oh,
what the fuck are you going out there? Freezing cold out there.
I told you, he's not even going to make it through the first quarter. And that just seals the deal for me. That cold weather, he's going to break.
And Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton is like Mr. Gunslinger. He's like, holy shit, I better hand the ball off. It's going to be a real exciting game in the Battle of Ohio. Which leads us to our next story.
Segue.
Terry, oh my God, I'm coming Pluto.
Oh, thank God you brought this up. I wondered if you saw his. I guess somehow he unblocked me because I saw his tweet retweeted into my timeline.
Well, he's a Christian. He's willing to forgive. Once.
It was probably my Abby because they look pretty sexy in it.
All right. Cleveland Browns will finally win a game, I think, by Terry Pluto. For most of the year, I've been insisting that the Cleveland Browns will win a game this season. And in most of my prediction columns, I've been saying something like, yes, the Browns will win a game, but this is not the game. But when the Bengals come to town, this will be the game. Well, maybe. It could be. Another definitive Terry Pluto article.
Oh, man.
The Bengals are 4-7-1, and the only thing that's certain is I'm going to jerk off at halftime. Got something to look forward to, Terry, there, you know.
You think he'll even wait till halftime? He'll be like, fuck it.
A little porn at halftime, you know, kind of break the ice.
I think he does it up in the press box. People next to him are like, ugh, scoot away.
The Bengals have beaten the Browns worse than any other divisional rival the last many times we've played them. This will not be a close game. The Bengals are going to beat us by 3 touchdowns. All right? This is not going to be a close game. I don't know what in the hell this masturbatory guy is thinking, but he's thinking with the wrong head. Honest to God. The Bengals have wiped out the Browns. I mean, if you look at the last few years.
We got him one time, and that was that Thursday night game when Brian Hoyer unleashed somehow.
Yeah, but you look at the differential in these games, and it's not close.
Yeah.
And it isn't just a matter, like Pittsburgh dominated us but didn't run up the score, but Cincinnati's running up the score because we can't stop their running game. We can't force Andy Dalton into passing the ball. We can't stop their running game. So it doesn't matter. Make it 2 below 0. We can't stop their running game. So
I remember back in the 80s when it was like the harder it snowed, the harder they played and the more amped up they got. Now it's like, it's snowing. I can't play. I'm going to pull a hammy. Or like 10 seconds into the game, you know, they're cramping up and crying about it.
If I wear a really, really big parka, maybe nobody will recognize me. Joe Hayden. That's my new Joe Hayden voice. I'll just put the hood over with a bunch of fur around me and they won't recognize me, so they won't ask for my autograph and then say, hey, did you hear what Conan O'Brien said about your team?
I'm a jinx. And I mean, this is no secret. Every time I like a player, he turns to shit, like Peyton Hillis, Brady Quinn. Well, he never really got a chance, but he was awful. Remember when I had my pictures up when we had Skype? There was a picture of me and Chris Perez, and you hated it because you hated him for some silly reason. And then all of a sudden, he got driven out of Cleveland. And then I met Joe Hayden a few years ago, and you hated that picture, told me to take it down, and he's turned to shit too. Like, I'm a total jinx. I don't like players, I turn him to shit. I like Delhi, he's gone. He beat the crap out of the Cavs.
You brought up a name. Peyton Hillis.
Fucking Peyton Hillis. That son of a bitch. I'd still fuck the shit out of him, but it would definitely be a hate fuck. It would be a nasty, angry.
What is he doing now?
I don't know.
He's a former running back. He attended Conway in Arkansas, highly touted recruit. Yeah. He became the starting running back after spending 2 years in Denver, traded to the Browns. He was on the Madden 12 cover. That's it? There's no death yet? Okay. All right. He played after the Browns for the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, but he was released in all these instances. Then the Giants. Okay.
I'm telling you, women ruin athletes. Remember his girlfriend got knocked up and he married her like in the middle of the week on a game week and went to shit.
Well, okay, Hillis retired in 2015 at his doctor's behest due to his history of concussions and the potential of future injury. He also claimed in an interview, as far as NFL football goes, my heart's just not in it anymore.
Told you.
My hero. I love Peyton Hillis. I had his poster in my bedroom.
I have two of his jerseys, and I like them.
He was so buff. He was so buff.
So hot. Oh my God. There's a picture of him, like, I don't know, laying in a field with jeans on that were unbuttoned, and he didn't have a shirt on. He was holding a rifle or a shotgun or something. I don't even remember. But, oh, God, he was beautiful.
Yeah. You know, I could see Terry Pluto whacking off to that. But then again, I can see Terry Pluto whacking off at a Caterpillar tractor plant. It doesn't seem to matter what the locale is or what's in front of him. He just whips it out, strokes it.
Who are you, little Timmy, or are you?
Little Timmy, you know who the fuck I am. You know who I am. And you know something? I was thinking of things that would make Terry Pluto jerk off. And I came up with a list. Here's some of them. Listening to the Lawrence Welk music theme. And he would shoot his load as soon as it went. Now that would be that one. Okay, that was number 1 on the list. Number 2 on the list would be watching Al Roker on television. Oh my God, here comes a big front from the Midwest. Oh God, oh God.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, more meteorological humor. We started with Dick Goddard and we end with Al Roker. There are so many things that can make Terry Pluto jerk off. When you stop and think about it, there's lots of them. Wolf Blitzer. I have no idea why Wolf Blitzer. It just kind of popped into my head. Every time he says, and now we have some returns. Terry, oh God, my returns. Oh God.
Okay, enough of that.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Yep. I can only do little Timmy for so long.
I can only take little Timmy for so long.
Well, nobody watches the show anymore anyway. It doesn't make any difference. I always chase them away.
It's because you insult every single viewer about, their personal beliefs and
everything.
whatnot.
All right. So the Cleveland Browns. I want to talk about the humiliation of Phil Jackson.
Oh, what happened?
The entire Cavaliers defecated at it. They defecated. It was like a mass shitting.
Yeah.
Wait, was that when they were doing the water bottle challenge?
Yeah, total fucking disrespect.
I love that shit. That was so sexy.
Total fucking disrespect.
Girl parts too.
Not even interested in cheering the bench on. We're ahead by 30 points. Fuck this team. They suck. And you want to know the best part of the humiliation? Was the way LeBron personally humiliated Phil Jackson.
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
People were saying, after what Phil said, man, LeBron's going to go for 50 again, in the Mecca, in the Garden. From the first minute of that game, he just ran around and guarded Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony scored 8 fucking points the whole game. Carmelo Anthony's lowest scoring output since 2011. And all because LeBron, who ended up scoring his 25 points, shut him down and made it a personal point to shut down Carmelo Anthony. He said, I'm going to do it on the defensive end just to show Phil that I am a mature man. Not part of a posse. I'm a mature, grown man. While the Cavaliers played pick-em-up sticks with their butt cheeks, basically, on the sidelines.
That would have been fun to see.
Pick-up sticks with the butt cheeks.
I could do it. I got a nice big...
And Terry Pluto, oh, God, I got butt cheeks.
Unreal, though. I mean, that game... did you see Spike Lee leave?
No, I didn't catch the game. I caught the highlights, and then I saw vines of them screwing around on the floor and LeBron laying across the chairs. People are like, "Oh, this is the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen." I'm like, I like it. I don't care.
Spike Lee.
If it was happening to us, I'd be pissed. But the Cavs are pretty much all we have to not be embarrassed by. So I say do it.
That is correct. But seriously. The Cleveland Cavaliers shit all over him. And Spike Lee, who is the biggest of all, the biggest New York Knicks fan of all, they kept showing him during the game. And he was like, this can't be fucking happening. It's like, I thought that everyone was excited about this game. And as they kept showing him a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, it became apparent that he wasn't going to stay. And he finally just grabs his coat, man. He just walks out of the fucking Garden, just walks out. It was like, it was like the ultimate rejection. It was like, man, when Spike Lee turns around and walks out on you, it's like,
it's like when they turned their back on Chong Li for killing that guy in Bloodsport.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Chong Li.
Chong Li. That guy was a dick.
Wait a minute. You got to do... Bolo Young is the name of the actor who played Chong Li, okay?
Yeah.
Bolo Young did a thing that nobody else in martial arts films did. He has that shudder. You know what I'm talking about. Like when he gives the death punch, remember? And he nails the guy in the back of the head. And then he does this shudder thing. You have to watch the movie again.
Oh, I've seen it a million times. I know exactly what you're talking about. When he's like, and then boom, he's like, I know I got you, but I'm just going to stick it in there. He's like, ah!
He hushes the crowd, and then he delivers the death blow. And
Like he's in shock himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't understand why nobody's cheering for him. He's like, "Come on, get happy!" And
Yeah. He starts with this shit, and
Terry Pluto's going, "Oh God!
he jerks off to the blood sport.
I love blood sport.
You know what my favorite part of blood sport is?
What?
The guy who does the chimpanzee method in the ring. The guy who hops around like a chimp.
Yeah.
And he gets crushed. He gets crushed by a big guy who catches him in the air and just crushes him to death. Yeah, that's a good movie. That's one of my.
I love that movie.
Frank,
and there's like 5 of them. There's like 5 blood sports.
But the first one's all that matters.
Oh yeah, and Jean-Claude was so hot then.
Yeah, and the way he did that beyond horizontal leg stretch that he does.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, it's like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's not further. No.
I was a little girl watching that with my dad actually, and that I used to always watch like old westerns and war movies and martial arts movies. Like I watched Bruce Lee movies with my dad growing up. I mean, I love that kind of stuff. I love real kung fu movies, and we would watch Steven Seagal, and here and there I'd be like, all right, this is cool or this is really stupid. You know what I mean? But Jean-Claude was just a specimen. And you could tell, like when they slowed down in Bloodsport, you can tell all those punches being thrown were real. You can tell that was legit fighting. Kumite, kumite, kumite. Like I'm getting all excited about Bloodsport. I'm a total girl, right?
I can tell you what was great about him as opposed to other people who appeared in those types of movies. He was a dancer as much as he was anything else. He was graceful. I mean, and some of the things that he did, I mean, the flexibility was just unbelievable. But yeah, but I love Bolo Young. I saw one movie. I used to look up movies that had Bolo Young in them. It was for
sure.
But he was only a good guy in one of them.
Really?
You know, he's a bad guy, and everyone. But in one, he was a good guy, and it just didn't work. It's like I can't cheer for this bastard. He's like ruthlessly killed hundreds of people in the other movies I watched. I can never forgive him.
Like Ivan Drago. Until I was like 15, I was terrified of Ivan Drago. I couldn't even look at his face. I was like, that motherfucker killed Apollo Creed.
If he dies, he dies. Yeah.
Doing anything.
Yeah, of course, he never appeared in anything worth watching anyway. So, between him and Rutger Hauer, there's another actor.
He's not hard to look at though.
No, but I mean, him and Rutger Hauer, they appear in movies that nobody cares about. Rutger Hauer, he's just another actor who appeared in bad movies, and it's like Dolph Lundgren, just bad fucking movies, and it's like the second he's in the movie, it's a bad fucking movie. If you don't watch it.
What do you want? Get out of here! Oh,
what did you do?
On the table.
What?
She's jumping out to try and get to me, and she bumped her head on the table. You silly dog.
All right, here we go. Real quickly with the Yahoo Pick'em League. Hi, doggy. How you doing?
No, go away.
What week are we? Are we in week 13 yet? Jesus
Is
Christ.
it? Good. It's almost over.
God, it got cold down here. It was 50 degrees when I was walking, and with a wind. So I actually wore late. But it never got above 60 today. So it was much cooler here. This is how Florida got affected by the Arctic thing that has just chilled the rest of the country. So far, it looks like. What did I do here? What week? Ruh-roh is right. Or are we in week 14? I think we're.
What are the Browns? 0-13.
I want to know. I got Kansas City right. So, real quick, I'm picking Pittsburgh over Buffalo, and I know that's a real upset.
Is it?
I don't know. Somebody has to win the AFC North. Somebody has to win it. All right. I'm picking Detroit over Chicago. Who gives a shit about Chicago? Denver over Tennessee, another road dog. I got Indianapolis beating Houston. I got Miami beating Arizona. I'm only doing this so that people can see what I'm doing because I'm catching up to people, even though I don't give a fuck. Miami over Arizona because I don't know what happened to Arizona.
Yeah, but Miami's not any good either.
Philadelphia at home against Washington, and I'm picking Washington because Carson Wentz is lost. Toto, we're lost. We're not in Kansas anymore. I got Carolina and San Diego. Now,
here we go.
I'm going with Carolina in an upset.
Where
Carolina.
Are they playing? Here or there?
In Carolina.
Oh, well, we'll see.
You never know. Next, we get Minnesota over Jacksonville. Minnesota will get off the schneid, as Tony always likes to say, and beat Jacksonville, who's now will be 2-11. San Francisco at home will lose to the Jets. Seattle will lose to Green Bay in Green Bay because you want to talk about fucking cold. Russell Wilson won't be able to escape.
Frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
That used to be like the only thing to watch on TV on the weekends before cable. There was nothing else on. I like that stuff.
John Facenda. I'm going with Atlanta over the Rams. Who cares about the Rams and Jared Goff? Tampa Bay
doesn't care about the Rams.
Tampa Bay has an opportunity to get up here, and I'm going to have them beating New Orleans because I want to see them do it. I got Dallas over the Giants because who gives a fuck about the Giants? Dallas has been on a roll. And then New England at home will beat Baltimore. Now, if you want to know what I'm predicting, New England will beat Baltimore 31-17. Dallas will beat New York 27-20. Who will score the most points this week? It doesn't matter. Who will score the fewest? Cleveland.
Do you think they'll even get a field goal off? Maybe
they might get it off, but it won't go through the goalpost. Fucking Ricky Parkey. What the fuck is that?
Terry Pluto will be getting off.
Fucking Parkey. The guy blows.
That guy sucks.
Absolutely blows. And that's it.
Draft the Australian guy from Ohio State, but that would be silly because why would the Browns draft a good player, right?
Yeah, well, they'd rather have Jordan Payton, who wants to pump you up. Great. Isn't that great? Well, we needed bigger wide receivers. Thought I'd take it on myself. No.
They're a sad sack of shit, man. They really are.
Well, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm going to go into my weekend with a clean conscience. Oh, I didn't pick the Browns, did I?
Essentially, no, you didn't.
Cincinnati will beat the Browns, and the only thing that will keep the score down is that they'll run the ball predominantly, but the score is going to be, we'll give them one field goal for Cleveland. We'll predict the final score of 27-3, and RG3 will get injured in the third quarter. Okay.
I think he won't make it out of the first quarter.
And when he's laying on the ground, writhing in pain in the cold mist of First Energy Stadium.
Terry Pluto's going, oh God, oh God, oh God, he's hurt again, oh God, oh God.
This is going to be the gift that keeps giving.
Giving to the rest of the NFL.
All right, Michelle, I'm going to get on with the rest of my weekend. I got to do some stretches. I am tight.
Hey, I joined a gym today. They're going to be opening up a new one real close to me in about a month and a half maybe. So
oh, good.
They have like hydro massage chairs and massage chairs and all sorts of good stuff.
Really?
Foam rollers for after you work out. So yeah, it's going to be nice. I'll be able
to massage. That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can get my shit back in order, you know?
I'm sure it'll be on display for all of us.
Hey, I look cute in Cavs colors, don't I?
Yeah, you know, we found something in the closet. George Takai. No. Look, it's really uncalled for, and I'm sorry. I want to.
He hasn't been in the closet for ages. He and Uncle Brad are very cute together.
Oh my! No,
they were the grand marshals of the Pride Parade out here a couple years ago. That's really cute.
Yep. And yeah.
I yelled out to him. I was like, Uncle George, I love you. And he goes, live long and prosper. Ha, ha, ha. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my!
It was awesome. I shat sparkles everywhere. It was so
Oh. 2 snaps up for George.
right?
No, we found in the closet a number 23 jersey, a LeBron jersey, back from when he first came to Cleveland.
Oh.
And it's a bejeweled one, a spangly one that says number 23 on the front and LeBron on the back. It has a Cavs logo that has LeBron and 23, and it's spangly.
Whose was that?
George Takei's. He signed it for me. No. Mrs. Moohead. What do you mean, whose was it? I don't wear rhinestones.
No.
I don't wear rhinestones.
Things that sparkle.
And it wouldn't have fit my left leg.
That's what I was wondering, if it was like some giant jersey that you can't wear anymore.
No. I have one of those, though. I have a Spielman.
Oh, yeah?
A number 54 Browns jersey it's way too big for me.
Didn't you tell me he was a piece of shit? Like when his wife was dying of cancer, he was out running around on her or something.
Chris Spielman, I may have said something to that effect. I wouldn't have made it up, though. If I did say that, I wouldn't have made it up. Because I don't know Chris Spielman from a hole in the wall. But he was as prolific for the Browns as LaCharles Bentley. We've had a lot of good luck with Ohio guys.
He blocked me on Twitter, too.
Who, LaCharles? He blocked me, too.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, actually, what I did is I recommended a book to him.
Yeah.
About Native Americans, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee.
Oh, Jesus.
In instant rejection. I mean, you're blocked.
Oh, that's funny.
That ain't funny, motherfucker. I don't know what you're thinking, man. That ain't funny. I'm the Charles Bentley. That ain't funny. That ain't funny. I'm a self-righteous man.
That he is.
Yeah.
That he is.
All right, so let's get out of here and say have a nice weekend. Thanks for jumping in, Michelle.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, and enjoy your weekend.
You too. I'll see you Monday.
Okie doke.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And everybody, thanks for tuning in to another Friday show on Moohead Radio. Back again Monday with the results of the Browns game, the result of tonight's Cleveland Cavaliers game, which, by the way, Kevin Love questionable, J.R. Smith questionable. I would say J.R. is probably not going to play. Kevin Love did partake in shoot-arounds, but he's having those back spasms again. And so we're going to have to beat the Miami Heat and Pat Riley and teach them a lesson, just like we taught his friend Phil Jackson a lesson. We'll talk about it all on Monday. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.